Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining today's webinar. We're really excited about today's webinar. Let me share my screen here. So today we're going to talk about our new version 13.3, which is already out. We're really excited about this version, some great new features. First, a couple logistics on the webinar. We are going to have a recording of this webinar posted to our blog tomorrow morning. So if you missed anything or want to review later, you can jump in tomorrow morning and see that on eDirectory.com in the blog section. Also, if anybody has any questions or comments during the webinar, just pop them into the online chat here, the chat at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and we will stop periodically to answer any questions, as well as at the end, we'll have time to answer questions about this or anything else that you'd like to go over. Oh, great. And with us today, so I'm James, I'm the founder of the company, and we have Emerson and Gabriel from our marketing team. Hi, guys. And our special guest today is Fernando, who runs our product team. And he's going to give us a great demo of the new version here. Fantastic. And just a couple items on next events coming up. On November 8th, 2 weeks from today, we will have a webinar on building real estate style websites using eDirectory. We have a bunch of new real estate features in the system now, so you can create really good real estate sites, whether that's for different types of property, commercial property, residential, etc. So we look forward to that. November 22nd, mastering the template editor. December 6th, we're going to talk about preparing the site for the holidays, both the logistics of it as well as marketing for the holidays. December 20th, we're going to go into the depths of SEO for online directories. So, and you can sign up for those at eDirectory.com webinars. And for anybody new here, just some quick background on the eDirectory platform. This is the platform that we sell. It's an online platform to create directory-style websites that can be used for all sorts of different industries and purposes. It does great vendor directories, niche industry directories, yellow page sites, local guides, really anything you can think of. It does really well at directory-style websites. The system is highly customizable without any coding. There's an admin interface where you can change all the colors and use widgets, etc., to configure the site. Also, we have source code available versions in case you do want to do deeper integrations with third-party systems or other types of customization, so you can get at the source code there. We spent a lot of time on SEO optimizations. This is actually one of the strengths of the product. It does really well in the search engines, does great lead gen sites do that. And also we have integrated native Android and iPhone apps available that you can build and submit under your own account. So you can visit eDirectory.com to schedule a private demo with an account exec and learn more about how it might fit your needs. So the new eDirectory 13.3 is here, and just a quick overview of some of the general features, and then we'll turn it over to Fernando to give an actual demo of the system. What's new? The big feature, we have our Chat GPT integration done. This is the AI where it'll help you build out content for the directory. It fits in different modules and different sections from the listings, the articles, etc., to help you build out the content quickly. You can edit the prompts, and it'll help you do a lot of the work of running a directory. So that's a big feature. Also, we have new widgets for the page editor that allow you to sort of do different layout, create different things, and we'll show you those. We have blogs and articles, a scheduler for those that you can schedule advanced posting. We knew that was a big thing a lot of people asked for. Also, time zones for listings and events are now available. So basically, visitors are in one time zone, the event may be in another time zone, you may be in another time zone, and with this time zone feature, now people know exactly what time it is relative to them. And we have improved the real estate plugin as well for real estate style listings and websites. So with that, I will turn it over to Fernando. And Fernando, thank you.
Thanks, James. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let me share my screen here so you can start. Okay. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Okay, so let's start. As James mentioned, we have some interesting features on this new release. I'll start sharing a little bit about the article and blog scheduler. It's a pretty straightforward feature. It's super simple and easy to schedule your articles and blog posts publication dates. Here on the site manager interface, the same interface is available for sponsors as well. I'm going to show you only the site manager, but your sponsors will have the same ability. On the listing form, you have the published date here available. When you click, you see this pop-up where you can configure super easy the date and time of that publication. You don't need to worry about the status of that article or blog post. You can leave active even on future dates. The system will handle that automatically. And when that date finally hits, the article or blog post will be available on the system. Until then, it won't show up on the front-end pages, the mobile app, results, etc. So after that publication date is hit, it's going to be available automatically on the system. And to keep track of this scheduled content, as a site manager, you'll see this note here on the article management section with the date and time of that publication. And after the items are finally published, this information won't be shown anymore. So that's pretty much it. What you have to worry about. It's super easy. As I mentioned, you don't need to worry about change the status and remaining to change it back when it's time. So it's super easy to use. And the same thing was done for the blog module as well. The interface is pretty similar. Here I have an example of a blog post that's scheduled for this Saturday. The same interface available here. And it's important to mention that this publication date here considers the time zone defined by the system that you can done here on the settings section, language geography, time zone here. Here in my case, it's America, São Paulo, but you can change it according to your needs. And this time zone is going to reflect on that information of the article and blog post publication. Since we're talking about the time zones, as James mentioned, we also add the time zone information for listings and events. In case of listings, it was applied for the hours of work or hours of operation of the listing. Let me show here on the listing form. This is the section where you, as a site manager, or your sponsors can manage the hours of operation. And after the information of the time of opening, you'll see this checkbox here to display the time zone of the listing page according to your needs. Maybe you're working with a local directory, there's no need to work with different time zones, so you just leave it unchecked. But if you need, you can simply check the time zone and select the time zone that's it's related to that listing. And on the front end, it's going to be shown here for the user so they can understand better what time is that about. And this time zone is also be considered to calculate automatically if that business is open or not, according to the user location and the user time zone. The same thing was done for the events. I think I have an example available here as well. Let me check. But in this case, it was applied to the date and time of that event, of course. So here on the part where I configure the date and time of this event, the same checkbox and drop-down was added. So I can pick the time zone of that event. And on the detail page, it's going to be shown right after the time of that event. The same thing will be available on the results page. Let me see if I can show you real quick here an example. So here's an example of the results page displaying that time zone as well. This information, the time zone is also available on the mobile app already. The same changes that were done on the web version, it was applied for the mobile apps and will be available there as well. So moving on, we also made some improvements on the real estate theme. The first one was actually to make the template that we create our sample demo that we launched like 2 months ago. This template here is now available for selection on the site manager. It wasn't before. So now as a site owner, you can select that theme to use on your site, not only for the real estate, if it makes sense for you, like a yellow page, the directory, or any kind of other niche and business you can choose as well. It's available here. Other than that, I made some tweaks on the real estate feature in general. Now it includes two new widgets for the search functionality here with some advanced filters. This is already available on the page address. You simply need to change the widget that better fits your needs, among other minor improvements as well. But the biggest one was to make the theme available for the site manager to make it easier for you to use this new feature that we launched a couple months ago. Talking about new widgets, we worked on 3 new widgets that's available here on the page editor. I'm going to show an example that I applied on the home page, but these new widgets are available for all kinds of pages, contact us, advertise, any kind of page you want. So the first one was the widget that we called client's testimonial. Is this widget here? It's already applied on the page. I create a quick example with 2 clients' testimonial. Super easy to use. You simply need to add the client's name, the testimonial, and upload a picture. And also choose the label you want to display on the front end. This can also be used not only as client testimonial, but with the approach of our team. For example, if you want to highlight the team that's behind your project and your business, this fits that purpose as well. So here's an example of how it looks on the front end. It creates like this slider showing all the testimonial or team information, depending on the use of that widget. The other 2 widgets, very similar, but they use a different layout structure. They are called the grid photo gallery and the carousel photo gallery. Here's an example of an existing one. All right, upload some images here. Pretty simple as well. You just need to upload your image or select via the Unsplash integration to type your auto attribute and the image description. And in this case, the grid view, this is how the widget is going to be displayed on the front end. In this example, I have 5 images, so this is how it's going to look. The system will adapt the layout of the widget according to the amount of images. So since I have 5 images here, the first one has more space. If I upload another one, I'll have 6 images, so everyone will be aligned properly without breaking the layout. And the second version of the widget is pretty similar as well, but instead of showing the images in a grid view like this, we'll create a carousel of images. As you can see here. And this is the pop-up to upload the image, pretty simple as well. Visual widgets can be used in several ways. As an example here, since we're talking about the real estate theme, to highlight some the best deals in terms of listings, etc. It's a good example here. So they are available on the page editor to be applied in every kind of page you'd like.
Fernando, we just had a question come in that's relevant for this. Can you explain if you have more images in the grid, for example, 6 images? I think you mentioned that, but if you can just talk about that.
Sure. So I can upload a few more. The layout will be adapted according to the amount of images. Let me add another one here. Oops, forgot to save the page. It's loading. So here you go. Now I have 6 images and then everything's aligned properly. If if I'm not wrong, it's up to 4 columns that's gonna fit here, and after that, it's gonna create lines below that 4th column. And of course, it's adapted according to the screen size, and it's fully responsive.
Okay, great. And we have one more question that I'm just going to answer right now. Brad asked, is this already installed for our use? So the way to, we don't do upgrades automatically for people, but typically they're included if you're on our monthly version and, or if you have the annual support package. You just request the upgrade at support@eDirectory.com. And then the team will go in and apply the upgrade for you. Some people have, sometimes we depreciate functions or change layouts, and so we don't automatically touch people's sites. We prefer to have that requested. So you can send an email to support@eDirectory.com to request the upgrade.
Okay. Any other questions, James?
No, that's it for right now. Thanks.
Okay, sure. Another minor change to the template editor, we have this widget that's already available for a couple of years. It's called Products and Services, or our marketplace widget. We made a change that was requested a lot to make the price of the products or the services here optional or free. So you as a site manager or a sponsor can type or whatever kind of information you want. So here's an example. I changed this list information to not work only with the specific price of these services, but for example, on this one, I left blank. Now it's possible, so it's not a mandatory field anymore. Or I can type other information, for example, included on the master plan, or upon request. So now the user has more flexibility to work with this widget. Again, it's available on the web version, but it's going to also reflect on the mobile app as well. And finally, the biggest feature that works on this release is the Chat GPT integration. To enable integration, it's pretty simple. You just need to sign up on OpenAI developers platform and generate your API key, so you can save on the site manager and enable the integration. Once you do that, you'll see on the listing form and all other modules like deals, events, classifieds, articles, deals, etc. These two new links here, the one called AI Auto-Suggest and the AI Assistant. What's the difference here? The AI Auto-Suggest is like a shortcut where you don't need to worry about create a prompt to fill the information of that specific field, because the things will do it for you. So here, as an example, I'm editing a listing called Final Fitness. It's a gym located in London, if I'm not wrong, yeah. So if I hit here, AI Auto-Suggest for the summary description field, the integration will create the summary description automatically based on that information that I'm sending, the listing title, the categories, and the location. If for whatever reason I don't like the result of the first Auto-Suggest, I can click here on Change Responsive, and I'll have access to this interface here. It's pretty much a chat with the AI. So I may make changes to the original prompt or ask some other kind of information. Here, for example, I can ask the AI to remove the quotes and make it shorter, for example. So it's already generated another version. If everything is okay, I can click here to accept the suggestion. But before I do that, just an example of the initial prompt that the system creates automatically. We gather some basic information about the listing, as I mentioned, title, categories, and location. Create the prompt and send to AI itself, so we don't need to worry about that. But if you want, it's also possible to edit that prompt and start again. So here it is. I changed the response and already update here the summary description. And the AI assistant, it's pretty similar, but in this case, we don't use a pre-built prompt. I can simply open this chat interface here, where I can type myself the prompt as an example. Write description for a gym located in London, keep it under 250 characters, for example. So it's done. After that, the interface is pretty similar. I can ask to add more information, for example. and I can accept the suggestion. It's already updated here. The same integration was applied to pretty much the most important fields on the to build your listing, not only the summary description, but the description as well, or long description, the keywords as well. Let me show an example here. So here's the resulting. Each kind of field here will work with a different prompt according to the information. So for example, for the keywords field, we're considering the listing title, categories, and also the previous information that was already typed, like the description and summary descriptions as well. We use everything to create a prompt and send it to Chat GPT so they can work on the results. The other two fields talk about SEO information. It's all available for the SEO keywords and the description fields as well.
Fernando, we had a question come in. We'll answer all the questions at the end, but some of them are super relevant. So I just thought it'd be good to stop now. I missed on how this is the question from Kevin. I missed on how you activate the AI on these pages. Once I upgrade, is it already there? And so maybe you show them real quick just how to do that in the settings, how to turn this on. It's
available here on the settings, general settings, right on the end of the page, AI auto suggestion. You just need to create your OpenAI key on the OpenAI developers platform. And
yeah, so you need to go to just to be clear, you got to go to openai.com and create an account there, and then they do request a credit card. I think you need the paid version, right, Fernando? And but it is, I think it's, from what I've seen, it's pretty nominally priced, but especially these. It's not hitting OpenAI for every request. It's only your configuration here, so you probably won't be billed anything. It'll be pretty nominal. Even when we were developing and testing this, it was pennies or a couple dollars or something. It wasn't a lot at all. So yeah, so you need to go to OpenAI, create an account, and then put your key in here. And if you don't put the key in here, the features just won't be enabled there.
Exactly. And as you guys can see here, it's possible to activate the integration only for the site manager. Let's say at first you are worried about the costs, or you'd like to offer in another moment for your sponsors, you can disable here. So this way it's going to be available only for the site manager. And also it's possible to enable per listing level basis. It's available here on the manage levels in price interface. I can enable according to the most expensive level. This is another way to monetize the levels and how you sell the listings in your online directory. So this is how it's gonna work for the listings. It's very similar to other modules like listing, deals, events, and classifieds. I'm gonna show super quick here how it works for articles. It's also applied for fields like keywords, keywords, etc., as on the listing. But on the content generation, for example, it's slightly different. Since the content, it's more specific information, we don't have the auto-suggest link, only the AI assistance, which means we need to tell the AI what exactly we expect for that article. So that's the initial interface of the AI assistance. We have two options here. First, I can only type this information to help the system build the prompt to send to the AI. Stuff like what's your article about, how many characters you'd like to work, would you like to use the topics or not, this kind of information. After you fill that, we're going to build that prompt and send to the AI. Or if you want, you can type your own message by checking this checkbox here.
That message is a prompt. It's the Chat GPT prompt. So you're actually typing the prompt to the AI there. Yeah.
And type your message here and click on generate. So here's on my prompt, I ask to use HTML tags since we have HTML editor. And to make it faster, I ask it to keep it under 100 words only. That's why it's so short. So here is the new content. Let me try another.
And there's a lot of content out in the internet about writing Chat GPT prompts and how to get the best out of it for using articles, etc. You can do things like tell it what, a style to write, write in a conversational style, etc., etc. So there's a lot of information out there if you want to learn how to use Chat GPT.
As an example, after I asked to make a bigger content here, it already will use a different HTML tag here to put an age 1 tag, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's right. Bigger. Let me try again. Also, it's already started to customize the fonts here. So this is how it works for articles and blog posts. And the AI assistant is also available for the article title. I can ask, for example, create a title for an article about. So here I ask to the AI to create an article title about healthy food, and after that I ask to remove the quotes because I don't need that. So after I set the suggestion, here it is, all done. And for blogs, posts is pretty much the same thing. The AI assistant for the title and the AI assistant for the content as well.
Okay, great. I think this will save everybody a lot of time. And one thing I just want to add is it's a good idea to get into the output and edit the output and put your own voice in it and make sure it's sort of unique, et cetera, instead of just taking what the systems what the Chat GPT sort of spits out for it, just to make sure that your content is really good and relevant.
So that's pretty much it what I'd like to share. Is there any other questions?
Great. Yeah, let me just let me run down the questions here, if that's okay. Oh, and so I said send an email to support@edirectory.com. We actually have an upgrade form available at edirectory.com/upgrade-form.php. Can you paste that again in the chat, just so we have that one more time in there? That's probably the best way, because there's a couple specific questions on there about your site, just to make it go through a little bit more quickly in terms of requesting an upgrade. Next question from Eva: is there a way to copy an event when replicating the same event with different times, or did you expand time and dates? I don't think we have a way to necessarily just copy and duplicate an event, but what we do have is a way to we have recurring events in the system, right? So that's I think that'll accomplish what you need there as far as that goes. And if you look at the event interface in terms of adding an event, I think you'll see all those fields in there where they are. Fernando will click on it real quick just so you can see adding an event. There it is. There's a bunch of recurring fields there so you can set things up for regular events. Okay, great. Next question, is this being recorded? Yes, so the event is being recorded. We'll post a link on the blog, eDirectory.com, if tomorrow morning, if you want to check out a recording of this. Gabriel posted in a link on how to use Chat GPT. Let's see. When the team is ready to take questions for products and services, please let me know. I have 5 questions. I think we're ready. So just pop them in here and I'll pick them up as we go down here. Thanks. Next question from Eva: can the AI assistant shorten and summarize copy-pasted description into it? Yes. So the way to do that, as Fernando showed, was the one button there. It was the AI. Show them where that is. Yeah, the AI assistant, and you click in there and you can actually edit the prompt and sort of have a conversation with it to get what you're looking for with that. We talked about how to activate the AI on the pages. Gabriel posted a link to OpenAI pricing in the chat, so if you're wondering where it is to sign up, you'll find it on openai.com though. Gabriel also posted in a link with some prompts for content marketing that might be helpful. Next question from Mark: is the AI piece rendered for eDirectory subscribers, members, i.e. new listings, being put in by a client, and then they want to have AI generate a description for their company? I think that question is this available? So basically,
right?
in the sponsor area, yeah.
It's up to you as a site owner to enable for sponsors or not on the general settings section, and also choosing the levels for listing, advanced, and classifieds where the AI suggestion will be available.
Is available. Yeah. So you can decide to let the listing owners use the AI tool, or you can just restrict it and only allow the site manager to do it. And that's up to you. It's sort of a business decision. You may want the listing owners to actually write the descriptions themselves since they know their businesses and et cetera. But you might want to put the AI in there to give them some help. Great. Sure. Oh, Eva posted in a question. Recurring sometimes doesn't work the time options. You may want to just reach out to our support team and we can sort of figure out what you're trying to do there in terms of setting up multiple events, and then we can work with you on finding a way to get that done. Okay, product and services questions. Let's see. Products and services are a big topic for us, and eDirectory has just begun developing this. Okay, let's see. Limits of the products and service provider. I was told there's currently a limit of 20. Can this be increased? Because for the manufacturing industry directory, it's too low. So that products and services widget, Fernando, it has a limit of 20, I guess. You could put in multiple widgets though, right, Fernando? In terms of getting around that? Yeah, so you could put in multiple widgets and maybe divide them up by section. This was supposed to be sort of a very simple way, it's not a full online store. It's sort of a way to showcase things. And so what you may want to do is either integrate in a third-party store if you really need, a complicated situation with shipping and all that. Often this is sort of something that drives people into the store. Or you may just want to talk to an account executive about the layout you're looking for, and it may be something that we can customize in the code and get it to where you want. But yeah, you can put in multiple products and services widget there and to increase that limit. But then you're the question there is interface design, and if it's going to get too complicated, or how you're going to get that layout to work how you want. 2, any widget on the product listing page. I'm not sure I understand that question.
Maybe you'd like to see how it looks on the front-end page.
Yeah, Fernando has it right there, I guess, where you can see.
Good example how it's handled on the front-end.
2A, more products and services from this provider, similar products and services from other products and services from other providers. Yeah, I think you may be wanting, I think you probably just, in terms of some of these layout options, you may just want to reach out to us and have a more in-depth conversation about with the kind of layout that you're looking to be able to do. And then the other request, Fernando, is that formatting option for the product description, such as bold, italic, font size, bullets, etc. We don't have that yet. I think it's a pretty simple widget. That's something we may look at for the future, though, in terms of giving you more flexibility.
I believe that's the HTML editor plugin.
Okay. So we do have an HTML editor plugin. Will that go in the products and services widget for the description?
No, it's available only for the description field of the modules.
Okay. Not the modules. Okay. Yeah, so that's potentially something we could put in there for you if you need it customized. It's something we'll look at, I guess, for the future as well, just getting that in the base kit. Fernando will take a note of that here. Allow multiple attachments for the listings, PDF, Word, Excel, product specs, technical, etc. And so that's also something we don't have in here. And that sometimes we need to make decisions in terms of interface complexity and flexibility for letting people do everything they want, because people use the system for all sorts of different use cases. And so sometimes it's like, it may be a good idea for some people to have a ability to upload multiple documents, but then we have that in other places, I guess, but not in the products and services widget. And so that's something we could potentially customize. It's something we could consider, but often we are kind of considering interface complexity as far as that goes. And then what amount is allowable for images of the products? We don't have we have 5 photos for that's it. 5 photos for the products. is what we put in there. So anyway, I hope that answers the question okay, but it sounds like it may be a good idea just to have a maybe we can note Anya and Emerson, note that, and we could reach out and just have somebody, account exec, talk to you and see what you're trying to do there and figure out what we can do in more depth as far as that goes. Okay, great. Next question. If listing level allows AI, who pays for it? Yeah, all the site owner pays all the costs for the AI. It's all the site owner. The sponsor doesn't. But does anybody know offhand what the price per request on that API is? It's a fraction of a penny, right? As far as that goes. Like, it's not very expensive at all.
I don't remember the exact numbers based on the amount of tokens that were used, but it's not that expensive.
Yeah, so like in the tokens, like a piece of your request, and but I'll be honest with you, when I got the bill from OpenAI, as we were developing it, I think I asked Fernando if we've been working on it because I didn't think the bill was high enough. It was literally like cents or dollars or something. It was like nothing. So I don't think you're probably going to have a problem with the cost on this, just because it is a configuration interface.
James, I've pasted the pricing for the OpenAI, and for the GPT-4, which is the newest version, you're going to pay 0.03 cents of dollar for one token.
0.03 cents.
Yes.
Per token. Yeah. So you can turn it on for a few days and see what your costs are, but I don't think you're going to be shocked by the cost of it. And if you are using it that much, your site's probably doing pretty well, and it's still going to be negligible for that. Next question: what languages does OpenAI support? So OpenAI is pretty multilingual, right? Like I know we do a lot of work in Portuguese. And it works great. I think it's pretty fluent in many languages. So whatever you want to write your prompt in, you can probably ask it to, hey, write this description in Spanish or whatever, and it'll do it for you.
Exactly. Primarily, they auto-suggest is going to work with the language set on the system. Like if I work in English, everything's going to be in English, so the AI responds in English. But I can change the prompt and ask it to change it to another language to translate it.
Okay, yeah, so it'll work with whatever there. And typically, if you ask it something, if you write a prompt in a certain language, it'll respond in that language as well. Okay, next question from Shelly. I have paid for AI Smith. Can this be integrated? I assume that's some type of something built on top, some application built on top of OpenAI, Chat GPT or something. I'm not familiar with that one itself, but you can integrate a lot of different things with eDirectory just by using the custom content widget. So if you want to reach out to an account exec, we can take a look at it and see if we can integrate that. But probably it can be if there's some type of a snippet code that can be put in there with that. Next question from Rhonda Clark. If we request a custom design for our homepage, will we be able to edit content and sections? Yes, absolutely. So you'll still be able to use the widget editor and those kind of things if you do the custom design. Just make sure that you bring that up when you're putting in the request for it. But yeah, typically you will be able to edit content and sections if you do a custom design on the eDirectory site. Next question from Harry: can I limit the AI input as far as amount of text that it produces? Clients use the AI on their pages. It can be controlled across the board, word limits that apply to all pages. You can do it with OpenAI. You can tell it, hey, limit this to 600 words, and it'll do it for you. I think our prompts, we don't set that, like we don't have a hard limit or a setting for that.
Yeah, actually, the only situation where we set that hard limit was the summary description, because the system already works with a limit of 250 characters. So in that case, we set that limit because how the system works. But the other inputs are free. There's no limitation.
Yeah, the other inputs are free. Yeah, I don't know that that'll actually be a problem when you're running, a site. But if it turns out to be, maybe let us know and we'll look at doing that for the future. Or it is something our custom dev team could probably easily customize if it's really a concern for you. But I don't know that you're going to be concerned about it. Let's see. Next question from Neil. Can videos be added to listings? Yes, absolutely. So we have a video widget. I don't know if you're able to pull that up real quick, Fernando.
Here,
Just the page editor with some video or somewhere in the listings. Yeah, video URL. So you do videos in the listings. Absolutely. It's a big part of directories these days, actually, video content. And they can be hosted by YouTube or some other video hosting service, white label like Vimeo. Okay, great. Well, fantastic. It looks like if there aren't any more questions, last call for questions. If anybody has any questions, otherwise, I wanted to just we had somebody just posted in a question. Michael just posted in a question on costs. I don't know if that's a question about cost for eDirectory or cost for the OpenAI. The OpenAI, you put in your credit card and it's based on the number of requests. And so I think we mentioned it's pretty nominal. I don't, unless you're running a lot of traffic, I really don't expect it'll be significant cost at all for OpenAI. For eDirectory, the upgrade cost. The upgrades for eDirectory are included in the monthly service if you're on a monthly license. And then if you have the owned license, you just need or hosting yourself, you need an annual support package for that. So it's either included or it's with your annual support package if you're on the owned license for that. So you can just put in the request and our team will check out which license you have and just respond on that. But typically no cost on the upgrades. They're included with your monthly as far as that goes. So well, great. So if no more questions, just wanted to thank everybody for joining today. Come back and see us in a couple weeks for the next webinar. And as always, our support team is available on eDirectory.com. If anybody has any further questions or needs some help with anything. And yeah, any more comments, Emerson, Gabriel, Fernando? Anything else to add here? No?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so we're going to continue to work hard on the product and just want to thank everybody and have a great afternoon.
thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.